Okay, so I go ahead and I jump into this match, and I just want to explain how you can be a better sniper, and I use all the skills I can in this video. So right here, I pull out the rocket launcher just to look and use that as my advantage. So that's one thing when you're using a sniper, which kind of makes me mad that most people just sit back, relax, and they use the sniper. Now that's not actually what makes me mad. What makes me mad is people try using the scope in close contact, not far contact. And close contact, you will die a lot faster than what you usually do. So one thing you need to do while using a sniper is also move around. So when he shot that rocket launcher, I kind of tried my best to move away from where he was shooting, and I also used the tracking technique when being a sniper to figure out that that guy was going to come up there, and I remembered that he would go up there again because he did that the last game. So running here, and I kind of stopped here because, well, he figured out where the other guy was. Another thing about sniping is you can't just snipe. You got to go around, run around with a different gun before using after the sniper, because you will die really fast if you don't know how good the other team is, and you gotta learn when to accept defeat and not use a sniper. So sometimes if the teammates are not as good as they look, then go ahead, pull out the sniper after figuring out their main schedule. Do they get around with a pattern, or do they just stay where they're at? Now, most people might think this is stupid. This is how I do it, and I am really good at sniping apparently. So I figured out the pattern and I went with the flow. So that's just the basics of knowing how to use a sniper, what to do. Okay, but now you gotta have a sniper and a sniper class that suits you and will keep you alive the longest. So sniper classes always run out of ammo. They always run out of ammo. They always will. There's nothing going to stop that. So that's just how that works. So what do you do when you run out of ammo? Well, you got to be good with almost any gun you can pull out, and mainly the scope, or just being able to aim good enough and hit enough shots no matter what gun it is. So if you kill a guy and that's your last bullet, grab his gun and book it. Uh, don't really book it, that's just a joke, but actually use the gun that you can. So right here, I have to use a small gun. I hate the small gun. I do not want to use a small gun, but yet I still used it because these things shoot way too fast, meaning I can't control it good. So you need to have good control over your guns no matter what. So right there, I used it just to get him a little health down, and I start shooting. And as you can see, it just runs out of bullets way too fast. And you gotta use your bullets conservatively. So understanding how to use the gun is always the best thing to do. And I didn't like this. I kind of hated it, but I finally got the last kill on that one. So we switched sides here, and it kept on giving me that gun, but I used another technique, which was looking around. So seeing my surroundings, I had played on this way too many times that I noticed that, and I also knew that he would have come up there. I just used it because he always goes up there once or twice, and I saw him, and I went ahead and shot it right now, and it just missed. So I went ahead and tried using the small gun, and I actually killed him, getting better aim with it. So just understanding how much control you need with the gun is really good, and I noticed I needed a lot of control. So right here, I'm just running around, and I kind of looked at the top bar and knew that he had less health than me, but he was also getting me down really slowly. And I actually had less health, so I kept on using that wall and moving around. This is another thing when you're sniping. Move around as much as you can until you have the chance to actually kill him. And I finally killed him right in this spot, which was relieving that I killed him, and it finally gave us a new gun, which was making me happy because the scope on this gun I knew was really good, and I would be able to kill somebody with just the scope. So I went ahead and, like I always do in the beginning, I pulled out that rocket launcher. I saw that guy, and I beasted it. I should have hit the ground, but I didn't. Instead, I did not take any health away from him, so I had to use it the old-fashioned way and just go ahead and kill him with the scope and the gun. I reloaded. I always reload before actually running out of full bullets most of the time, or mainly because if you run out of bullets while in combat, that sucks. But if you're able to have this time to reload before even getting shot, so you have more ammo than the next guy coming towards you. Some people do that, some people don't. And right here, I just kind of use the gun, and it does lag on me. But if I was in close combat, I would not have done what I just did there. I would have just let it sprayed, but since the guns just spray everywhere, I just went ahead and let it. So if you watch the replay, it will show you actually what happened. As you see, I didn't have to aim on him because the gun had sprayed everywhere. So right here we're in a 1v1, and I pulled out the Peacekeeper to understand my surroundings, and now I actually use a sniper. So you'll see me use a sniper. So I go ahead and use the Peacekeeper. It does lag on me a little bit. You'll see that in a second. So I stood there and I used the minimap to see where he was. I couldn't really figure out where he was at the time, but I found him there and I had lagged and he actually killed me. So I still used the Beekeeper because I needed to make sure that he wasn't a god tier type guy. Stand up behind him, and he already had the grenade out trying to throw it at me, which was the stupidest idea I've seen in a while. So I used the Peacekeeper, killed him, and we ran to the other side. So I kind of figured out where he was. I used the minimap when it goes over, and that's the best thing is to use the minimap. If somebody's near you, use the minimap. Snipers are meant for long range, not close range, but you can still use them for the close range if you need to. I saw that he was over there, tried using the Peacekeeper to kill him, was low on ammo, so I went ahead and reloaded, and I ran, went into there, and I actually did get hit a couple times if I am correct coming out. Yep, right there. So I went ahead and aimed and died. And then I chose to use a sniper because I knew I could kill him with a sniper faster than he could kill me. He had two, and it was two against one. So I went ahead and pulled a sniper, and I saw him. I knew where he was, and I used it to kind of figure out what he was doing. He had jumped down there. I tried using the tracer technique. It did not work. He did not come out the place I thought he was, but I did eventually find him. I did not want to waste the bullets, but since we have infinite, I could have, but I did not waste my bullets. I figured out he was over there, and I used it the best I could. I was moving there, and as you can see, I just actually took the time to aim in because I knew he was not going to be able to actually kill me with the gun behind a rock. So I kept on running, and I just used all the techniques I could. I stood there for a second just to use the minimap. As you see, it does take a second. You can do it while moving. I was going to do a moving technique here, but no, I just was waiting for him to kind of sneak up on me. I also used my surrounding, and I figured out he was going to come right there, and I shot him. Just with the red flare, it also really helped. Tried using the pistol. I did die. Trying to use the pistol right around here, I think. He had also used the minimap at one point, or got smarter and used it. And this is what I was talking about. You need to be able to have another gun in your class to help you out when you're about to die. So I went ahead and went in there, and it was a 3v3. And right here, I had tried to aim in to use the scope to my advantage, which did not work. So just using the scope anyways would kind of help me understand which direction he was going through. I kind of used the mini-map waiting for him and used the surroundings. I had an idea where he might have been, so I ran up and tried finding him. There he was, and he started shooting me, which gave me an indicator he was there, and I used the moving technique, where while you're moving, you still are able to shoot as fast as you can, so it's like a quick snipe, and I got smarter. So at this point, I just kind of saw him running up to me, and I used it as a missed shot, so that just kind of scared him to come towards me, and kabang, kaboom, I had got a victory out of the two things I needed. This time it does not give me the gun I want, so I had to be good with the gun that I got, and I was not. Right there, I've never really used that gun, you can tell, because it's not upgraded at all, except for a scope, so I must have used it at least once. And I have ran around trying to figure out how I'm going to use this thing. It's a big beefy gun, the big beefy boy. So I just sat there and waited. And waited. Oh, there he is. And I started shooting him. Because I knew that was the only way I was going to kill him was to use a knife. So I got the knife class out, And what bang, what a boom. I don't think he thought I was going to go as fast as I could to get to him. I kind of went there way too fast. While using the sliding technique, I kind of killed him right there, bada bing, bada boom. And I kept on running. I did switch to the gun next. And yeah. I thought I saw him. I must have not. I was using the crosshairs to see if it would turn red. It did not, but I also used the bullets against him and let them go straight through the wall, which helped me in the long run to understand what to do next. So I looked around and I noticed he probably was using the minimap, because when I went over, it showed he was right there and he had used the minimap. Came from over there. Didn't notice. I knew he noticed that, and it killed me. So GG to that guy. That was the smartest play I think he had all day. But I knew that we had infinite bullets, so I had no time to waste. I did not care about wasting those bullets. I wanted to win. We had 2 more points to go to win, and I was wrecking this dude out of the ballpark. He might have some good plays, but shooting me was not the best thing to give up his spot. If he would have just waited until he had a good shot on me, then he could have probably killed me at the very last second, but he never chose to do that, and I was using his plays against him. Right here, I'm running up, trying to find him. I did not know where he was, which kind of made me mad, so I just went ahead and ran around the whole map until I figured out that he had just shot a bullet at me. Why did you do that? You were so stupid. I got really good at aiming with that gun, and I had control over the gun as much as I could, and I used the rapid fire to give me a little bit of advantage and use the bullets where they just fly everywhere at a longer range. And he had gave up his spot, like I said, when he had shot me. He didn't have a good thing, and that got me to victory. So thanks for watching. I will see you next time.